I'm Nikki and I'm not good with technology. I am coming at you live inside the art of building a successful massage practice. This is my cat, Marla. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a massage therapist in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I am a graduate of the Rock Your Massage Practice Academy, which is the 8-week business coaching program created and run by Rebecca Diazevedo, who created this group. She manages this group. So you should know, if you don't know who I am now, you do, and you should definitely know who Rebecca is. So if you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay, I would love for you to comment below and tell me where you're from and how many years you've been in practice. So I'm in Toronto and I've been a massage therapist for 6.5 years. So I have a home practice. And I get a lot of questions about safety. How do you stay safe? And I think this is a really important topic. Most massage therapists are, oh, hi, Lindsay. Most massage therapists are women or people who have been socialized as women. And most of us, when we go into private practice, most of us work alone, either because maybe you're mobile or like me, you work from home, or you're renting a room. And it's just you in a room. And so safety is something that's really, really important. And I want to talk about it. So I made a post the other day, a written post in this group, and I just want to clarify some things and go into more detail about it. So a couple things I want to get out of the way. I am going to be using some adult language. So if you have children with you, you may want to put headphones in or watch the replay of this video later or kind of shuffle them out of the room. And another thing that I want to make really crystal clear is this is absolutely not about victim blaming. It is not your fault that some people have sinister intentions. It is not your fault when clients get inappropriate with you or when they get aggressive with you. But there are steps that you can take to protect yourself, and I think it's important for all of us to do that, to protect ourselves and to protect our businesses. The way that I look at it is, if somebody wants to break into my home and steal all my stuff, that's illegal, that's wrong, that is a criminal offense, and I'm responsible for locking my door. It's not my fault if somebody comes in and breaks in and steals my stuff, but there are some things that I can do to protect myself, and I need to take responsibility for that. And I look at it as empowering instead of blaming people. And so I want you all to feel empowered to protect yourselves and to protect your time and your business and your practice and your energy and your finances. And so I'm here to hopefully help you with that. So I'm going to give you some tips. And I would love to hear what some of your favorites are. And if you have new ones to add, please comment below and let me know some additional safety tips that you've thought of, because there can't be too many ways to protect yourself. So safety tip number 1, choose a niche. I'm Canadian, I say niche. I will not say niche. That is wrong. It's a French word, it's pronounced niche, and you can never get me to say it another way. A niche, as Rebecca defines it, is a problem you solve or a population you serve. It is not your modality. There are a bunch of videos on niching if you want to learn more about what a niche is and how to choose it and what it isn't. Comment below niche and I'll tag you on some videos. So it's really important to have a clearly defined niche. It's one of the key pillars to running a successful business anyway. But most importantly, having a niche attracts the right people and deters the wrong people. Love it or hate it, some people out there assume that all massage therapists are sex workers. They think that every spa or every clinic or every solo therapist is just a front for sex work. And obviously we know that that's not true, but I do think it's up to us as the business owners, as the marketers of our own business, to make it crystal clear that that is not what we do. And so having a niche is a great way to do this. So if you think about it, if your business is named Salt Lake Prenatal Massage, which was the business that Rebecca started and then later sold, and all of the photos on your website are of you massaging pregnant people, and all of your social media posts are about pregnancy and birth, you are much less likely to be mistaken for a body rub parlor. And so I think just having a niche it's great business advice, and it can help you stay safe because it makes it crystal clear what you do and, more importantly, what you don't do. Safety tip number 2. Choose a professional business name. Rebecca talks about this a lot. A lot of you guys struggle with choosing your business name. If that is a problem that you're having or something that you're struggling with, comment below business name and I will tag you in Rebecca's post about the key features of any business name. Really important read. So now that you've settled on your niche, you should choose the niche first, ideally. Now you have to choose a business name to match. So sometimes people come to me and they tell me that they're getting all kinds of salacious requests for sex work, essentially. It could be because your business name has an inadvertent sexual connotation, or it could be that your business name is just really kind of generic and common and people just don't understand that that's not what you do. So a generic common name isn't going to help you anyway. You want to stand out and you want to be professional and you want to command authority. And so your business name should really articulate really clearly who you serve, and it should convey professionalism and authority. It shouldn't be clever or cutesy or confusing or difficult to pronounce. All kinds of rules. Rebecca has a bunch of rules. So comment business name below if you want to learn more about that. Yeah, I think it's really important and it can really help you. Rebecca has worked with a lot of people who have a not ideal business name, and then they work with Rebecca and they change their business name and they go through a rebranding, and then all of a sudden all of the salacious requests magically go away, and it's no secret why. So yeah, take a look at your business name. Okay. Business tip, safety tip number, Calma massage therapy. I don't know what Calma means. I don't know if that's a play on the word calm or if that's the name of a city. If that's the name of a city, then I think that's an excellent name. Location, massage therapy, great name because Google loves that. But I'm not going to coach you on your business name today. But comment business name below if you do want more information on that. Safety tip number 3, hire a web designer. I'm going to be frank, guys. A lot of you are using those ABMP template websites. They're not cutting it. And the DIY template websites, they look like you did it yourself. No judgment. My first website was a DIY website. It was perfectly adequate, but it was obvious that I designed it myself and that I am not a web designer. And they're not great for SEO, for search engine optimization. And most people, when you design your own website, I know that you're trying to save a buck, but it's not helping you if you don't know a lot about sales and marketing and copywriting, and then you go and design your own website. You're not doing yourself any favors. Professional web design can be a great way to set you apart from most other massage therapists, and it helps to convey authority and to make you look like a true professional. I get compliments all the time on my website. The more professional you look, the better you'll be able to weed out the wrong types of people and attract the right types of people. And your website is your 24/7 salesperson. So I really think a great website is worth the investment. Safety tip number 4, hire a photographer. Please, please, please stop using stock massage photos. You know, the ones where it's like, you know, the beautiful woman like this with like full makeup and like flowers in her hair and like candles in the background, and then the massage therapist has long, perfectly manicured nails and long sleeves, and you're just like, hurts my neck just looking at those photos. Don't use those photos, guys. They scream generic spa. They're kind of boring, and they don't make you stand out, and it makes it easier for people to confuse you for a body rub parlor, because these might be the kinds of photos that are used in those types of establishments, and you want to set yourself apart from places like this, and you want to stand out. And you're going to want to get professional headshots anyway. A lot of people, when they're coming to you for a massage, it's a very vulnerable position as a new client. And I want to know what you look like. Not to see if I'm attracted to you, but like, I want to know that you look professional and that you look friendly and you look approachable. And, professional headshots are just, I think everybody should have them if you're running a business. It can be great to take photos of you working on your niche clientele. So if you work with pregnant people, it would be great to have a lot of professional photos of you working with pregnant people. It shows that you know what you're doing. If you work with senior citizens, it would be great to have a lot of photos of you working with seniors. People want to see themselves in your photos, and most of us aren't models. We don't look like those spa photos. This means spa photo, by the way. And then what's great is you can use these professional photos for your social media posts, and if you're doing any kind of promotional stuff, like if you're getting interviewed by a local magazine or newspaper or a blog, like they're gonna want professional photos. So they're always just a good thing to have on hand. And I know a lot of you say that you can't afford a photographer. You can trade if you want. Massage is great because everybody wants it. And I know a lot of people who have traded massage for photography, who have traded massage for web design. I personally don't like doing trades. I'm a big fan of money. I think money is clean and it's easy and it's the end of transaction. And I hate the feeling of owing people or being owed. But typically when you start your business, you're time rich and cash poor. So, if you can make it work, you can trade for photography and web design. I don't recommend it, but you can. I also just don't recommend starting a business without money. I think you should have the money to invest in building your business properly before you even start it, but that's a whole other story. We're talking about safety today. So, safety tip number 5, be expensive. What? That's right. I actually consider premium pricing to be a safety feature. I'm expensive, guys. My high rates convey confidence and professionalism. And when unsavory types of people see my high rates, they know I mean business and they know I'm not going to put up with their shenanigans. How do you raise your rates and still remain busy and successful? Through business coaching. Safety tip number 6, require credit cards. So many of you aren't doing this, and I get it. I didn't do it. For the first 2 years of running my practice, I did not require credit cards, even though Rebecca told me I had to, and I was resistant to it, and she was right, and I was wrong. You should have a way to securely store credit cards on file for all appointments. Don't write them down by hand. Davey, this is my cat, Dave. Don't write them down by hand. Don't type them into, a Word document or a spreadsheet. They need to be securely stored. Most scheduling software will offer this. So my scheduling software requires credit cards to book online, and then they're stored securely, and I can only see the last 4 digits in the expiry. Clients who have bad intentions, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to want to leave their credit card information. So you're going to weed them out. And also, bonus, you're going to weed out flaky people. The types of people who flake out, the types of people who don't want to be held accountable, the types of people who don't value your time and don't want to have to pay you when they cancel, they're not going to want to leave you their credit card. So they'll just move on to another business. And this is a good thing. You want them to go elsewhere because you only want to work with people who value your time and who want to pay you. So highly recommend requiring credit cards. It's an added safety feature. It protects your time because it ensures that you have a way to get paid when people cancel on short notice. So highly recommend requiring a credit card, or some people require prepayment or like a non-refundable deposit. Make sure that you get paid for your time and that you have a way to get paid for your time. And it's just a great way to weed out suspicious folks. Safety tip number 7, create a thorough intake form. So I have a very thorough, confidential, private, securely stored online health history form through my online scheduling software. When you have a thorough intake form, especially one that's really medical and that asks about medical conditions, and you require all of your clients to fill it out before they come to see you, it sets the bar high. It makes you look like a professional. It makes you look like a healthcare provider, like you know what you're talking about. And it helps to set the right tone, and it helps to manage expectations. So in my practice, all new clients, if you want to request an appointment with me, you go through my online booking. You have to give me your first name, your last name, your email address, your phone number, and your credit card number just to request an appointment with me. I still need to approve the request, and I don't always do that because I'm very picky with my clients. And then once that request has been approved, they have to fill out a confidential online health history form, and they have to sign my policies. And I have clearly written, well-articulated, firm policies. They're stricter than most. That's how I get paid. And again, anyone with bad intentions is not going to want to jump through all these hoops to come and see me for a massage. And normally I say my golden rule of business is make it easy. If you want someone to work with you, you have to make it easy. But you also don't want people to walk all over you, and you don't want to put yourself in a potentially dangerous situation. So, yeah, be picky with your clients, guys. And be thorough and know a thing or two about them before you see them. You should have their health history information and their credit card information and their contact information and their full legal name. You should have these things. This is just the bare minimum for me to come and see me. Safety tip number 8, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. A lot of you struggle with this. And again, I am not here to blame the victim, but some clients like to start out by testing the waters. They will intentionally, gradually, subtly push your boundaries to see how much they can get away with. And then after several visits, they get inappropriate. I've talked to a lot of therapists who say that so-and-so got inappropriate on like the 5th visit. And this is not 100% preventable. Again, it's not your fault, but there are things that you can do to help protect yourself and to decrease the likelihood of these things happening. When you are firm in your boundaries, when you are crystal clear in your communication, when you're comfortable saying no, you demonstrate that you're not to be messed with. People know that I'm a no-nonsense biatch. So do you have difficulty saying no? I think that's a big problem in this profession. Do you offer discounts whenever people ask for them because you just don't know how to say no, because you're scared of losing clients? Do you constantly go overtime because they needed the work? That's a big one I hear a lot. Do you bend over backwards to accommodate others because you just want to help people? Do you say yes to every prospective client just because you need the money and because you're scared of what will happen if you say no? Do you say yes to things that you don't want to do because you just want people to like you? Your people-pleasing behaviors can make you a prime target for predators, and I don't want that for you. Coaching can help you gain the confidence to be able to honor your boundaries without sacrificing your kindness. You can still be kind, and you can still be helpful, and you can still be nurturing, and you can still help people without sacrificing your own needs and your own safety. Because you were put here to help people, but you were not put here to help all people. And we want to help you find the right people who respect you and who honor you. And we want to make sure that you're not putting yourself in potentially dangerous situations because you're too scared to say no. So I don't want that for you. Get to work on those boundaries. And if you need help, coaching can completely transform your life when it comes to gaining confidence and enforcing your boundaries. I actually, interestingly enough, people are mostly scared to enforce their boundaries or to honor their boundaries because they're scared that people won't like them, or they're scared that clients will get angry, or that clients will leave them. And I've actually had multiple clients thank me for having boundaries, and they've thanked me for advocating for myself and asserting myself. And I think that's just the most beautiful thing. So there's nothing to be scared about, but there are strategies to get it right. Safety tip number 9, clean up your personal social media. Double check the privacy settings on your personal social media accounts. So your personal Facebook account and your personal Instagram account, these should be private. Prospective clients and prospective employers, they're going to be looking you up. It's 2022 and people Google people. And you want to make sure that what they find is professional. So if you have sexy selfies, if you have photos of you in a bikini on the beach, shots of you, you know, partying at your girlfriend's bachelorette party with a margarita that's in a phallic cup, make these settings super private or delete them. Some people use a fake name on social media, like they'll go by their middle name, or I have a friend who, her name is Steph, and so her Facebook name is Steph Annie, just so people can't find her. As Rebecca always says, put your pervy glasses on. So pretend that you are looking for sexual services, and then Google yourself and see what you find. And if there's anything that could be remotely misconstrued as sexy or provocative, delete it or change the settings to private. This is just good practice in general. Safety tip number 10. Learn to recognize the code words. Some people, when they're looking for sexual services, they beat around the bush and they're not clear. They're not going to come out and say what they're looking for. Most people are going to use code words. And code words can, but not always, include some of these terms. So some of them might say things like full body. It's not always what they mean, but you're going to want to maybe ask some more questions to figure out what they're looking for. Full body, full service, release, groin injury. I actually feel bad for people who legitimately have groin injuries. There are people out there who actually have real groin injuries, and I feel bad for them. But if somebody contacts me because they have a groin injury and they're a new client and I haven't met them yet, I turn them away 100% of the time. I just send them to somebody else. I will not deal with a groin injury at the first appointment because it's just too risky and I don't want to deal with it. So I just send them elsewhere. Prostate massage. I think you should know that that's out of our scope of practice, but that is something that some people ask for. Questions about draping. This is a common one. A lot of people will text or email or even maybe phone call, and they'll ask you about your draping techniques. Do I have to have the top sheet? I'm European and they only use a towel, or I'm comfortable in my skin and I don't need the sheet. And they have all kinds of stories and reasons about why they don't need the draping. Those people probably are not looking for a therapeutic massage. Another term, Asian massage. There are styles and modalities of massage that stem from Asia. So shiatsu, Thai, Ayurveda, these types of things. If somebody is searching for Asian massage, I really don't think that that's what they mean. Another common one that I see is when people say, well, other massage therapists do blah, 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 whatever they're talking. Other massage therapists let me massage their feet. Other massage therapists let me go without the top sheet. I've had people try to commit insurance fraud because massage therapy is covered by insurance in Ontario. And they'll say, oh, well, my last massage therapist would, make the receipt out in the name of my husband or whatever. And when people say other massage therapists do blah, 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 that's their way of trying to get you to do it. And you don't have to do it. So just because somebody else did it, which probably isn't even true, you don't have to do it. Another term that people will ask about, it's something called Nuru. Open up an incognito window in your browser before you Google this. Otherwise, you're going to get all kinds of interesting targeted ads afterwards. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can have fun looking that up. Again, make sure there are no children around. I don't recommend putting words like no happy endings or no sex work or no sensual services or putting these words on your website, because now your website contains these words and the word massage, and you don't want to come up for Google searches. So if somebody Googles, Toronto massage happy endings, I don't want my website to appear because my website says no happy endings. Does that make sense? If you want to put something like that on your website, you might want to make it as an image so that the words don't come up in Google searches. But I'm more about make your website catered towards what you are looking for instead of what you aren't looking for. So those are my top 10 safety tips. I do all of these to protect myself in my private home practice. And I have some bonus tips for you. Oh, Bronwyn, hi, thank you so much. She says, hi, Nicki, thanks for empowering our industry. That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I have some bonus safety tips. These ones are not necessarily mandatory, but every additional step that you can take to protect yourself will help. And so these are just some additional steps that you can take to help keep you safe if you want. Not mandatory, but go bananas. Have fun with these ones. Okay, bonus safety tip number 1. Screen all new clients with a phone call. Don't book new clients via text message. I never, ever, ever text my clients, ever. I find it unprofessional. Maybe it's just because I'm old and I didn't really grow up with text messaging, and I'm also terrible at technology. I find it unprofessional. I find it time consuming, the back and forth of what are your rates and when are you free and how's Tuesday and no, but how's Wednesday and well before 10 and after 6, and I hate all the back and forth. And I find it a little too friendly and casual. I try to ask myself, would my doctor do this? And yeah, I'm not saying I'm a doctor. I am not a doctor, but I am a regulated healthcare provider, and I try to act like one. And also, when you're messaging with somebody over text message, if they're brand new, if you haven't met them yet, it makes it really difficult to figure out what their intentions are. And so if somebody texts you to ask you questions about your practice, you can just pick up the phone and call them. If you're unsure about them, it's a great way to help determine their reasons for seeking massage. You can ask them, like, what are you looking for? And if they get shifty or shady or they don't have good answers, then you know that you don't want to work with them. Or maybe they have a problem that you can't solve. You know, maybe I had a phone call with somebody who had just had surgery and she was looking for lymphatic drainage. And I told her, like, I'm technically trained in it because all massage therapists in Ontario receive a little bit of training, but I told her it's not my specialty, it's not my expertise, I don't have additional training in it, and I'm not the best person for you. And I would not be doing her any favors if I took her in just because I needed the money or just because she asked. I researched people who had additional training in lymphatic drainage, and I sent her a list of people who are better qualified. And again, this is another reason why it's great to have a niche. So you want to figure out what are they looking for? What are their intentions? Can you help them or not? And you can't help everyone anyway, and you don't want to. So, yeah, you can screen all new clients with a phone call. I don't do this because I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I am fully booked for weeks and weeks. I don't have busy to make time to make all these phone calls, but it's something that you can do to help keep you safe, to just suss them out, vet them, get a vibe. You want to be picky with your clients. Bonus safety tip number 2, don't take same-day appointments. Some people need same-day appointments because they're in pain. Some people, you know why they're in such a rush, and you don't want those people banging down your door because they're looking for services that you don't offer. So if you close your calendar to same-day bookings, you can eliminate a lot of the wrong types of clients. But in order to do this and still make great money, you need to be consistently booked in advance, because if you're not booking up and you close your calendar to same day bookings, then you're not going to be making good money. So you want to make sure that you're busy enough that you can afford to do this. And how do you do that? Same answer as I have to everything else with business coaching. Bonus tip number 3, don't work late. If your website says that you're open until 11 o'clock, people are going to make assumptions. And of course, you can work as late as you want if that's what works best for your schedule, but you might not want to make that information public. If you are doing late night massages because you just enjoy doing that, or because you have other things going on in the day, or you have kids, or whatever the reason, you can work late at night. But you might want to make that information only available to your regulars and by appointment only and that kind of thing. If your website has spa photos, hey Mark, what's up? Mark from ConEd Institute and from Two Massage Therapists and a Microphone podcast is watching. What was I saying? Yeah, if your website says that you're open until like 10 or 11 at night, rightly or wrongly, people are going to make assumptions. So you might want to just maybe not broadcast that. Bonus safety tip number 4, don't use a neon open sign. It screams body rub parlor, and it's just tacky. I don't recommend doing it. And bonus tip number 5, this one's controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, and I hope you'll understand that I mean no, I don't mean to insult anybody by this. Accept men by referral. This is something that I have always done in my practice, and I am not speaking on behalf of Rebecca, by the way. This is not something that Rebecca teaches or something that she recommends. This is something that I decided myself before I even met her. I decided when I opened my private home practice that I was only going to work with cisgender men by direct referral. My practice is 95% women and genderqueer people. My marketing targets women. My branding is hot pink. All of my social media posts are about women's health and feminism. This is easier to do when your niche is women focused like mine is, or if your niche is something that typically impacts women, like you have a perinatal focus or maybe pelvic health or breast massage. If you plan to have a women-focused practice, you're going to want to get familiar with the gender terms, like transgender, genderqueer, gender fluid, gender diverse, non-binary, intersex. These kinds of terms you're going to want to get familiar with. And if you're confused about it, contact your local LGBTQ plus organization, and they can be a great resource to help you with that. I turn men down all the time. And I want to be crystal clear with this. Most men are perfectly lovely. They are harmless and they are wonderful. Around 5% of my practice is cisgender men, and they're some of my favorite clients. I adore them. But it doesn't change the fact that every man that I don't know is a potential threat, and that's just a risk that I'm not willing to take. Most men are perfectly safe. Most men are not looking for sex work when they're seeking massage. And most of the people who are potentially dangerous or violent or aggressive, and most of the people who are seeking sexual services, most of those people tend to be cisgender men. And it's not sexism, guys, it's statistics, and I get a lot of flack for that, and I get it, but I don't want to find out the hard way which kind of man you are. So I just refer them all out. I am completely surrounded by competition, and I just send them to the clinic around the corner because they're probably harmless, but I don't want men I don't know in my home. Yeah, so that's a big way that I keep myself safe. Another thing that you can do if you want is you can take all clients by referral. My massage therapist does that. All of her clients are by referral only. Now, this only works if you're already well established. If you are starting out brand new and you don't have a lot of clients and you make word of mouth 100% of your marketing strategy, that's going to take a while. So this is something that you're really only going to want to consider if you're already really established. And lastly, this one is so important. Never forget you can say no. If your spidey sense starts to tingle with somebody's initial messages, you don't have to book them. If they get inappropriate during the treatment, you can stop the massage and you can ask them to leave. Nobody has the right to get a massage from you. And sometimes I find that people, especially women, which most massage therapists are women, they forget that they can say no. And if you need permission, I'm giving it to you. You can say no. I say no all the time. It's my favorite word. And I'm still very busy and very successful. So those are my tips. If you have additional safety tips to add, I would love to hear about it. Drop them down below. If you are wondering, what is a niche? How do I choose my niche? How do I charge a premium price without losing people? How do I design a kick-ass website? How do I create and honor firm boundaries in my private massage practice? You can do that through coaching. It honestly, literally changed my life. Visit rockyourmassagepractice.com to learn more. And if you are ready to up-level your practice and to just get it done the right way because you're tired of guessing and you're tired of the wrong types of people asking you for the wrong types of massage, book a free discovery call at rockyourmassagepractice.com/application. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.